Movement is one way we express who we are. And so when you get really into this method, it basically leads you to become the person you ought to be. Feldenkrais is one of the well-known somatic educations. Somatic education is a movement modality that connects your central nervous system with your body.
My understanding of Feldenkrais, and I'm very new to it, is basically about awareness through movement, and the fact that the body is this beautiful engineered sort of system that's designed to work in harmony with itself, to kind of create movement. And the more aware we can become of the interconnectedness of our body and the way that it works together, the more efficiently we move, the more easily we move, and the more kind of, ease and joy we have in what we're doing.
There was this immediate awareness that I had been running with tension. And like just through the description of how Harald had talked about it, like it clicked. It was like, oh my gosh, like I've been trying to run through sand for a while now, like, and it's been my own doing. And so like starting to go through this process of like trying to have the shoulders and hips move opposite each other while I was on the ground, or even like when you just kind of splay your legs over one way or the other and you can feel one leg actually pull the other one to come with it. Like all of a sudden there was this, like in your brain, like this thing starts to connect about how the body's supposed to function, how it helps it. And it's not about this power or this like use of energy to move the body. It actually becomes, we need enough energy to get the rotation in the body moving, but then it kind of wants to do it on its own. It's going to help you actually move through your stride and your pace, and it takes a lot of the stress and pounding off of the joints and all that kind of stuff. So as I kind of started going into it, like the first like week or so, I felt like kind of a fish out of water. Like I just remember trying to run with my shoulders and my hands were kind of flopping all over the place. I didn't know what to do with my elbows or whatever, and it just seemed kind of out of sorts. But I knew there was something inside of me that was saying, yeah, you got to keep going. Like something really great is going to happen, like if we stick with it. And so it was about a week in, maybe a little shorter, a little longer. I can't remember exactly at that time, but man, that first run when it just clicked, when I was kind of running with my whole body, the shoulders and hips were kind of going opposite each other, but they were helping each other. And all of a sudden it was easier to breathe. I was standing taller. I was like, this fluid motion just kind of took over. It was almost like I would let go of that control and the body just did what it was designed to do. And like within that space, like probably 15 seconds a mile faster, and that's not supposed to be like the intent. It's not to like have that be the goal, is for it to drop. It just does. Like it just, that fluid motion and getting in the right posture, because your body's in that, the amount of power that you can kind of feel that starts to come from your glutes and your legs, as opposed to like maybe your calves, or like really using your arms, kind of that sense shifted, and you just become more efficient.
So there's, actually this is a worldwide movement. There are Feldenkrais practitioners like Harald and myself all over the world, and certainly all over the United States. We have a guild. So if you want to get involved, the best way is to start taking lessons, awareness through movement lessons, and getting on the national website and finding, are there lessons being brought to you in your town, or is there a Feldenkrais practitioner practicing near you? The other way to experience Feldenkrais method is through a practitioner, and where they move you. In lessons, you move yourself, and an FI is what we call it, functional integrative session, is you've got a practitioner helping you sense yourself and going through the movements with you. Moving your body, kind of like a masseuse, or kind of like a Ralpher or something like that, but it's much gentler. So I would recommend anyone experiencing it that way. And the great thing about Feldenkrais, it's all about setting up a safe learning environment. So, and this is not a guru-oriented modality. It's not about look at the teacher, see what I do what I do, or not doing it right. There's no right or wrong in Feldenkrais. So it's trying to provide a very safe learning platform, kind of like when we learn things as kids, where there's no one there to scold you or tell you there's a right way or a wrong way, and that you're free to explore this movement the way it makes sense to you and the way it's best beneficial for your body and yourself at that point in time.
So this year we're really excited to be launching our first retreat. We've teamed up with a local physical therapist in town, Harold Casper and his wife, and we're going to be putting on a retreat where the focus will be on awareness through movement, and we'll be using Feldenkrais as a way of doing that. So really just bringing mindfulness to the practice of running in order to bring back the joy and the ease of running, and we're really excited about doing that.